Hello, good evening all. This is Michelle Louise Bicking, candidate for Representative to Congress, Congressional District 2 in the state of Connecticut. I'm in the final stretch of my drive home this evening, the day before Halloween. And I just wanted to extend a thanks to everyone who has made this campaign possible. Shout out definitely to Owen Charles and Rona Stuller, who have been the beacons of light in this process, and a host of other folks who I could spend the rest of the evening naming. I just wanted to make sure I take the time and the opportunity to say thank you so very much for believing in me and for believing in this campaign. In addition, I just wanted to expand upon a lesson that was given this afternoon, as well as a lesson that I was giving. So if you don't know, part of my day job outside of running an incorporated nonprofit on behalf of farmers of color in the state of Connecticut, I also work full-time as a clinical social worker in a rehab, substance abuse et al. For youth and adolescents up to about age 22. And today's lesson was on the concept of surrender. There's a great relevance here because, in speaking of this process of running for office, this process and privilege, there is an understanding, tacit, that the stakes are incredibly high, and the likelihood of me being able to quote-unquote win in this election is something that even members closest to me of my family or inner circle are not that hopeful of. So at some point during election night, as in from time immemorial, there's always a space for the person who has quote-unquote lost to concede. My argument is that a concession is not a surrender. A surrender in the historical sense. As I was sharing with my girls, who I have, my clients are all female, that there's a difference between the surrender that is attached to a battlefield where there's a victim and a victor, and a surrender that requires the inner fortitude to accept life as it is combined with life as it could be. So I was trying to drive home that being able to surrender in the sense of reorienting to one's own needs and one's own perspective on life is a validation of purpose, regardless of whether you can see what lies ahead in terms of career, love, you name it. It is an act of faith that allows you the opportunity to accept all possibilities that come your way as you chart your way forward. So for me on election night, regardless of how the chips may fall per se, regardless of what percentage I as a Green Party member secure of the voting base in this state, in this district, I will not consider it a form of surrender where I deem the person who has garnered the most as the victor. I instead will recognize all of the effort, all of the energy, all of the love, all of the will, all of the things that made it possible for me to even run in the first place. And for that, I'll be exceedingly glad to be able to share that opportunity with others. So that's something that was just on my mind on the way home here. That a surrender is not a concession is not a surrender. When the time comes to acknowledge where I stand in the midst of other parties, literally, on this ballot, know that I am not giving up. I refuse to give up on my life. I refuse to give up on the lives of others that I seek to serve in my capacity as a social worker, in my capacity as a mother, in my capacity as a figure of support and inspiration for others. It is not in me to give up. So, again, I offer the opportunity to connect both offline and online. My email address is bicking, B as in boy, ICKING, dot Michelle, MICHELLE, at gmail.com. My Facebook page is facebook.com/MLBCTGreen. If you found me online or by Googling my name. My cell phone number is 860-598-0018. As I've mentioned in posts previous, I do have a day job. So please leave me a message and let me know how I can reach out to you. Thanks for keeping me safe while driving home this evening. And I look forward to checking with you in the days to come. Good night.